Pittsburgh Steelers fans, hello and welcome to the second annual BTSC Hangover live chat mock draft. Wow, that's a mouthful, Tony Defeo.
It sure is, but it's been a long time coming. It had to be a mouthful. We've been waiting for this for such a long time. I can't wait to get started. Where would it all end?
We are going to get started right away. Now, remember, we are just 3 days away from the Steelers' first pick. It's probably going to be right about now. So you guys jump on in and get ready to go. If you are one of the 31 that we picked to have picks, I hope you're here. I'm glad you're here. If you're wondering how to do this, I fielded a lot of emails wondering if there's a special thing. No, unfortunately, we can't have you come on the show live, but what we're going to do is you are going to do something just like this. If you could see it on the screen, you will just go ahead and write with the first pick in the BTSC live chat room mock draft. Tony Defeo and Bryan Anthony Davis select quarterback Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. And that is the number one pick tonight as we go ahead and make that. Tony, it's simple for Mr. Lawrence, isn't it?
Absolutely. Signed, sealed, and delivered. That's the worst kept secret since probably before last year's draft. Everybody knew he was going first. It was just a matter of which team would be picking first.
All right. So I hope that everybody has seen who they pick or heard who they pick. We posted it on the website. If you emailed me or got to me on Twitter to find out who your pick was, you could have done that. We mentioned it last week on our draft. We did it live we did the live lottery with my son, Connor Michael Anthony Davis, CMAD, who actually we called him that before since birth, CMAD. So Bad and CMAD went ahead and made the announcement with the lottery last week. So I hope everybody knows. And here's the one rule. So when you get ready to go, we're going to call your name. We're going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and type it in. And what we'll ask you to do is type in your pick. You don't have to write with the second pick in the NFL draft. All you need to do is just go ahead and type it in, the name, position, college. That's fine. If you want to write something in, we'd love it if you wrote something in why you made the selection. You could go ahead and do that. So we do have veto power. If you make a crazy pick that is just going to really kind of make the draft wobbly, we're gonna have to veto that, and Tony and I will do that. But we're gonna be very fair on this too. I mean, if it's a reach, that's fine. If you're picking somebody that we have in the second round, and if you're picking them late in the first round, that's no problem. But if you're picking a punter or a long snapper or somebody for the Ravens just because you hate the Ravens, we're not really gonna do that. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. And if you can't be on in 30 seconds, we are going to ask for an alternate. We already have an alternate on the list here. Tony, do you want to go ahead and read off the draft order?
I sure will. Number 2 now is Snowman. He's drafting for the Jets. Number 3 is Chad Dobbs for the 49ers. Number 4 is Terry Bittinger for the Falcons. Number 5 is Mike Smith for the Bengals. Number 6 is Stacy Lynn for the Dolphins. Number 7 is Gyro for the Lions. Number 8 is Bad Itch for the Panthers. Number 9 is Jeff Lauderdale for the Broncos. Number 10 is Just Living Life 97 for the Cowboys. Number 11, this is a mouthful.
Yonir Antonio Cabeza Manrique. I've been practicing that one.
Yes, and I've been practicing for the Giants. Number 11 for the Giants, yes. Number 12, Cree Ickes for the Eagles. Number 13, Russ Obenstine for the Chargers. Number 14, Sean Manahan for the Vikings. Number 15, Solarverse for the Pats. Number 16, David Briggs for the Cardinals. Number 17, Tate Boys for the Raiders. 18, Matt Smith, Dolphins. 19, Kenneth McNair for the Washington football team. 20, Jerry Cherry for the Bears. 21, Percy Foreman for the Colts. 22, Tyler W., the Titans. 23, Matt Stofko for the Jets. 24, Jonas Wedlich for the Steelers. And let's see here.
25, Thomas Zahler for Jacksonville.
Yes. Oh, here we are. I'm sorry.
You lost the list.
26, Browns, Tom Faherty. 27, Ravens, Asiak Noble. 28, the Saints, Tyler Jacobs. 29, Packers, Kobe Pickow. 30, the Bills, Zach Farnsworth. 31, Chiefs, Drew Wood. 32, Bucks, Donald Nolan once again.
And once again, I need to make a correction. It's not your fault, Tony. I put it down. 31 with that trade is now instead of the Kansas City Chiefs, it is now going to be the Baltimore Ravens for Drew Wood. So what we're going to ask you to do also, please wait until you are asked to go ahead and make your pick. So let's get this started. Tony, drum roll. Your drum roll is better than mine. Mine was pretty bad. And look at my official draft cup.
Wow.
I've got all the teams in there. So let's get started. And if we did make any mistake, please let us know on that list. I'm hoping we did not. Matt Smith said it's hard to mess up my name, Tony.
Well, did I do that? Did I mess it up?
I don't think you messed up Matt Smith.
We'll have to go back and look at the tape.
Let's call to the podium for the New York Jets. Let's bring it up.
The legendary Snowman.
Snowman, you are on the clock, my man.
Where do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to stick with the chalk?
You know what? I'm thinking with Snowman that he is going to go quarterback here for the Jets. Just not completely sure where he's going to go. And we'll give Snowman a couple more, about 20 more seconds. And then what we'll do is we will just go ahead and let everybody. There we go. Snowman with the second pick in the 2021 NFL draft.
Woo.
They select quarterback Trey Lance, North Dakota State. And all he says is great player. Wow.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I like that pick. I have no problem with that pick. It wasn't the chalk, though, Tony.
It wasn't. It was the position, but not the chalk. The Jets need a quarterback, and his stock is rising. Trey Lance. He kind of reminds me of Josh Allen in that he's from a smaller school, not a small school, but a lesser known school, and he's such a great talent. So, and the real draft is probably going to be Zach Wilson, but this isn't a huge reach because I've seen some people say that Trey Lance is going to wind up being better than Zach Wilson in the long run. He has a higher upside.
So on the clock, this is what I'm going to start doing. Before I announce the pick, I am going to go ahead and say who is on the clock. So we next have the San Francisco 49ers, which is Chad Dobbs. On the clock is Terry Bittinger, and in the hole will be Mike Smith with the Cincinnati Bengals. So you can go ahead and type your picks in and get ready to hit send when we call your name. So Chad Dobbs, you are now on the clock with San Francisco, and the pick is in, Tony. Boop, 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 boop. I can't do the ESPN sound. I need that.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
No, it's like when the draft pick is ready. They boop. I mean, I forget.
Ah.
We're just going to stop that. That's really bad. With the third pick in the BTSC live chat room mock draft, Chad Dobbs, GM of the 49ers, selects quarterback Justin Fields, the Ohio State University, best available at QB, not buying the smokescreens of Mac Jones here. And you know what, Tony? I think that there are a lot of smokescreens. Yeah. There definitely are.
Right.
But I think Justin Fields is going high.
I don't think he's gonna, like, a lot of people are saying he's gonna slip. I don't see that happening. I just don't see it. He's too talented. He dominated the Big Ten the last 2 years. He's going in the top 5, no question.
In our draft last week, he slipped all the way down to 15 in the New England Patriots. Now, I can see the Patriots. I hear that the Patriots are looking to trade up to get Fields. So this is going to be very interesting. So nicely done. Let's go to number 4 now. And it is
Terry Bittinger.
Terry Bittinger. And if Terry is not on, I do have his pick because he was trying to figure out how to get in. So I do know who his pick is going to be, but we'll give Terry Bittinger about 20 seconds. And Atlanta's really interesting, Tony. Oh, it's in, but I'm not going to pull it up yet. Atlanta's very interesting, Tony, because they could go quarterback.
Right.
They could go defense. They need a defensive back, or they could go best player available. Let's see what he does here. With the 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end, University of Florida. Dude's a beast, perhaps the best athlete in the draft. Absolutely love it. I love that guy. I don't think anybody is surprised on that, and looks like the live chat is loving that as well. Really good pick for the Atlanta Falcons, Tony.
Absolutely. I think he's the best athlete in the draft. He's my favorite player in the draft. If it were up to me and the Steelers had total control and they could pick anybody they wanted, I'd want to go after him. I think he's such an incredible weapon.
So we've got the Cincinnati Bengals, Mike Smith. The Miami Dolphins are on deck with Stacy Lynn. And at number 7, Gyro, you are in the hole with the Detroit Lions. So let's see if we could get Mike Smith in here. And we do. He's ready to go. My gosh, you guys are really on it this year, aren't you?
They're ready to roll. They've been chomping at the bit.
Last year we were waiting forever, Tony.
I know.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 BTSC live chat room mock draft, the Cincinnati Joe Burrows select Ja'Marr Chase, wide receiver from LSU. Look, Tony, I think you need to protect this guy here with a guy like Penny Sewell. But really, you give them a weapon, they're going to be dangerous. They played together in college. I really can't complain about that pick. I still would like to see them protect Joe Burrows, but that's hard to argue with.
Yeah, he's such a great receiver. He was such a great receiver at LSU. And this year at the tackle position, it's pretty deep. So maybe they're thinking Mike's thinking they can get somebody early in the second round that can protect Joe Burrow's blind side.
Now, this is the dilemma for Stacy Lynn, and I'm going to give her a little more time here. And the reason I'm going to give her a little more time is she tweeted me last week, and she's been working on this, and she thought the consensus was going to be Ja'Marr Chase for the Miami Dolphins. And she already had her pick ready to go, and she made it. So, Stacy, we need to make another pick. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little hint that if you do want a little bit of help there, if you think they need a receiver, there are plenty good receivers right behind there too. So I'll go ahead and say that. But so right now we have Ja'Marr Chase, who just went. And so my gosh, that's going to make them dangerous, but they still have to find a way to protect the guy. That's an interesting pick. So we will go ahead and give Stacy some more time there. Do you think she's going to go receiver here, Tony?
I think you have to. I think Waddle and Smith are really talented too, and I think they're not that far behind Chase. They played at a great program, dominant program. Obviously, Mac Jones is a good quarterback. He's a number 1 prospect in many people's eyes. I think she can go. You don't go wrong with a receiver there. You have to give Tua some weapons.
You could go with a Heisman Trophy winner there. You could go with Devonta Smith. You could go with Waddle, who is you can go with Waddle, who is was his counterpart there too. So I don't think you go wrong with anyone there. Snowman asked, "Hey, Bad, is that the only pick I have?" Yep. My gosh, you got off the clock early. You could just party with us now. So Stacy Lynn is up, and she has done her research. She is agreeing with the New York Downtown Athletic Club, and she is going Devonta Smith from the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Heisman Trophy winner. Very good pick, Stacy Lynn. Awesome there. So, you know what I love more?
What's that?
I love more that number 5, Mike Smith, kind of shook some things up here with number 5. And that's a good shakeup.
Right. Zach Wilson he's dropping.
How about that?
Yeah.
When will Zach Wilson go? This is really interesting.
Yeah.
Now you have Gyro. Gyro's up. Bad Itch is on the clock with the Carolina Panthers. And then there's Jeff Lauderdale with the Denver Broncos. That really makes things interesting. And this is the same thing that is going to happen.
Right, exactly.
On Thursday night. This is not out of the ordinary. I absolutely love this. So, and I got to bring him up because he's coming up with Carolina. Our man Bad Itch, he does it every week. He's only here so he doesn't get fined.
Well, you got to make a pick too, Bad Itch.
Now, next week, Bad Itch, I'm finding you next week if you don't put apostrophes in there. So you will be fined.
I love it.
Here's Gyro. As the Lions GM, I am going to have to go with Zach Wilson.
Wow.
Brigham Young University. Even though I think Dan Campbell and company like Jared Goff, if this happened, IRL, this would definitely be trade back territory. Yes, I could definitely see the Lions would trade here, and they'd be smart to trade here. But, Tony, you got to pick him. When he falls, you've got to pick him.
Right, because there's still such a question mark, so many question marks surrounding Jared Goff. He's getting a new chance in a second chance in Detroit, but a guy like Zach Wilson has been projected to go second all this time. If he falls to you at the 7th pick, you have to take him.
And I got to tell you, I need to throw out some props for our man Donald Nolan. He picks at the very end. He is throwing in the live chat for us. He is throwing in the names that have already been picked. But I need somebody to do that if they can on the Facebook side. That would be appreciative because you can't. He's a YouTuber, so we need somebody to type in the picks if you want to do updates on the Facebook side as well. So thank you so much. You know, Facebook can't see YouTube. YouTube can't see Facebook. You can see everything I type on both sides, though. That's the thing. But you don't have the all button, which that's something I wish they would change. So let's go ahead. Let's go to number 8. You know he's in here. Bad Itch says, not sure who is gone. Sorry, I was late. And we already put it up there. So let's just go ahead and we'll say it again. Number 1, of course, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Tony, I'll let you take over. Number 2
is quarterback Trey Lance. Number 3, Justin Fields. 4th was Kyle Pitts. 5th was Jamar Chase. 6th was Devonta Smith, the receiver out of Alabama. And 7th was Zach Wilson, the BYU quarterback.
All right, so Bad Itch is up next. Jeff Lauderdale is on deck with the Denver Broncos. Just Living Life 97 for the Dallas Cowboys is in the hole. And after that, Yonera Antonio Cabeza Manrique. Man, I'm getting better with that name. New York Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job. You saved me earlier.
Like I said, I've been practicing. How about that? We've got Jeff Harmon. Thanks for stepping up. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
He's stepping up on the Facebook side, so that's great. So we are waiting on Bad Itch, but we know he's here. And once again, after that, if you want to get your picks ready as well, Kyle Pitts is already gone. Bad Itch. So we need to go for Carolina, and Carolina's really interesting here. Do they need to go ahead and protect their new investment? They made a big trade to get Sam Darnold, which I still think that the Jets didn't get enough for Sam Darnold. I really think in a better environment, this guy's going to be really good. So do they go ahead and get an offensive weapon there? Do they get protection, or do they go defense? Last year in the draft, Carolina went very heavy on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think this year they have to, I mean, you brought in a quarterback in Sam Darnold. You're looking to sort of resurrect his career. I think you have to try to do your best to build around him. And you still have Penny Sewell out there. He's far and away the best player left on the board. You have
Rashawn Slater's there too.
Rashawn Slater. You have the receiver Waddle.
Oh, he went. Oh, I love it. I love this pick. With the 8th pick in the draft, the Carolina Panthers go defense again.
Woo!
Micha Parsons, Penn State University. Bad itch. I love it. That kind of shuffles things up a bit. What's great about that pick, that guy could go anywhere from number 5 to number 25.
He's phenomenal. He's clearly one of the best athletes in the draft. And I was watching a documentary on him with a bunch of prospects. They were following him around. He's such a great personality too. He'd be a breath of fresh air in Pittsburgh. So too bad he can't come here. But yeah, that's a great pick.
Sean Manahan says this. They haven't had a guy like that since Kuechly. Luke Kuechly was just absolutely amazing. That is a great pick. Now, here's the thing. If you watched Mike Tomlin and Kevin Colbert today on their press conference, they made a comment. Colbert made the comment that if it comes down to it with opt-out players, and Micha Parsons is an opt-out player, if they have equal value, he's going with the player that played in 2020 because of the possible rust for 2019 for not playing since 2019.
Right.
But he said there are teams that play in the Big Ten and the Pac-12 that they had a problem. They decided they were going to play very late on, and
right.
these guys, they got out early.
Right.
So a guy like Parsons, it was tough for him to get back in at that point. And this was he could come back and play, but they were out of football shape, I guess is what he was trying to say. Right. And the team was too far along without him. So it was something that Kevin Colbert said today. I thought it was really interesting. So let's go ahead and we will keep on going here. And who do we have next on the clock? We've got Jeff Lauderdale with the Denver Broncos. That was, the Denver Broncos. I had them going either quarterback, or I had them going who I picked for him in the draft last week, or I was thinking was Micha Parsons. Yeah. So now Jeff Lauderdale with the Broncos, you've got a big choice to make. Just Living Life is after that with the Dallas Cowboys. Then Yonner Antonio Cabeza Manrique. Then at number 12, we've got Cree Ickes with Philadelphia. So let's see what we've got. We've got Jeff Lauderdale.
Wow.
And I like this pick. I really like this pick. This is smart. Rashawn Slater, even though Sewell is still on the board, Slater is arguably the most versatile lineman in the draft and can help Denver fill voids in multiple spots on their offensive line. Tony, I'm saying it right here. I would have made that pick. I'm going Slater over Sewell as well.
Really?
And the reason I'm doing that is because I really like Rashawn Slater. I think he's nasty. I think he's tough. I think he's the best lineman in this draft. So fantastic pick, Jeff Lauderdale. I love it. Wow. Here we go.
Some surprises early on, not even out of the top 10.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Sean Manahan, we got to bring Sean in, and just the green room is going nuts.
Right. Somewhere Penny Sewell's agent threw a water bottle. Or was that, who was that at Ben's table that did that? It wasn't an agent. That was
Steinberg.
Steinberg, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was his agent at the time. He's no longer his agent now.
Right. Okay.
But I thought that was really interesting. So let's go ahead. Let's start the clock on Just Living Life for number 10 for Dallas. I'm going to go ahead and put 30 seconds on the clock here, Tony.
Okay.
And we'll see what Just Living Life has going on here for this pick. And if not, we will go ahead and go to the reserves. And just to let you know, who is our reserve on the clock again?
I don't think I wrote that one down. I'm sorry.
You didn't. I could grab it. I think we have one reserve, but we will go ahead. R. Jeffords.
R. Jeffords. That's right. Yes.
So R. Jeffords. If anybody wants to get on the reserve list, I will take. I can take about 3 names, and the first 3 I'll put on. If you aren't on the reserve list and you want to be ready to go ahead, just go ahead and please let us know. We can put you in if somebody does not show up. And I understand that. So just let me know if you want to be on the reserve list, but put your name up there and put reserve list. Greg Goetz is on the list. Greg Goetz was in the draft last year.
Yeah.
I remember that. So we'll put Greg on the list. Dave Shipley. We're going to go ahead and put Dave on the list too. And Snowman says you can use me again if you want. Snowman, we'll put you on the list. That's fine. And we'll just see what we have, where we have going. So Just Living Life.
Haven't
97, I don't think is in. So what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and see if R. Jeffords is in on the draft. And see what we want to do. Russ Obenstine is trying to, the Chargers want to trade back with the Steelers for next year's 3rd and 4th round pick. That'd be awesome. So go ahead. We are going to go ahead and put R. Jeffords now on the clock. Let's see. Who's Jeff missing? Jeff Harmon. Who's Jeff Harmon missing? Okay, so Lawrence Lance Pitts was 4th. 5th was Smith. 6 Wilson. 7 Parsons. 8.
8 was Parsons. 9 was Slater. So this is the Cowboys.
Actually, 4 Pitts, 5 Chase, 5 Smith, 6 Wilson, 7 Parsons, 8 Slater. And who took? I thought Denver took Slater.
Yeah, they did. They took him at 9.
Who'd Carolina take?
They took Micah Parsons at 8.
Okay, then we're missing. Oh, we're missing Zach Smith at number 7 because Devonta Smith went 6. So 2 Smiths went 2 in a row.
No, that was Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lions.
Oh my gosh, I'm really off. So number 9. Who did we just? Gosh.
9 was Slater.
9 was Slater.
Broncos, Jeff Lauderdale.
Okay,
Cowboys,
so,
you would have to think defense here.
all right. So actually, this is what we're missing. Number 6, I'm sorry, was Waddle. 7 was Wilson. 8 Parsons. Waddle was the one.
No, Waddle. Devonta Smith went to the Dolphins. That's who Stacey Lynn picked, the receiver.
Okay. My gosh, I'm really out of it. I need to write this down too. So here we go. So let's go. Waddle is still there. So let's go ahead and look on the clock. I don't think that we have R. Jeffords. So let's go ahead, go to the next on the list. And who put in for it?
Let's see.
Greg Goetz. So Greg Goetz, go ahead. You are on the clock.
It's your big moment.
For the Dallas Cowboys. And man, Donald Nolan's on it. Check this out. Donald Nolan knows who Greg Goetz picked last year.
Huh.
And I just lost that. But so yeah, I got to start writing stuff down. So Matt Smith thinks he knows who it's going to be. So Greg Goetz, you are on the clock, my man.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys defense now that they have Dak under contract. They have a lot of weapons. They have a pretty good offensive line. Although it would be tempting to go with Sewell if you're the Cowboys because he's such a good prospect, but I think they need defense.
I think they do too as well. And so let's see who Greg Goetz comes up. There, Donald Nolan, he put everything down for us. And we're waiting for Greg. Man, nobody really wants to pick for the Cowboys. Here we are. Ooh, what? Wow. We're seeing it first here. So
I love it. I like him. I actually like Jaycee Horn.
I like this a lot. Jaycee Horn, first competitor. I'll take him over Surtain. So there you go. Hey, the next two on the list for the reserves, we have Dave Shipley. So remember that. And then we've got Snowman again. Anybody else wants in as a reserve, please let us know. We can go ahead and put you in there too. So here we go. We're going to 11. And it's Yanair Yonair is next with the New York Football Giants. This is an interesting. They kind of need a lot there, don't they, Tony?
We need a lot of stuff. I would say, when you have a young, did they go offensive line last year? I believe they did.
Yes, they did.
So they're probably not going to want to do that 2 years in a row.
I think it was Andrew Thomas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and they need, on my list, they need an edge, they need a center, and they need a defensive tackle. But I don't think and you're not going to get anybody of that kind of value this high, at least according to most of the big boards.
So let's see. We've got more people jumping in to be reserves. Also, CD Jeff Lauderdale wants to be in as well. Anybody else who hasn't been in here, you can go ahead. The next reserve, though, would be Dave Shipley, who is not in the draft. So, Dave Shipley, I'm going to go ahead and have you ready. And if anybody could speak Espanol, you can help me out. But I'm going to try this. I think I could translate this. Yonair Cabeza. Con la selección número 11, los Gigantes de Nueva York, selección a Patrick Surtain, el segundo de Alabama. What do you think?
That is loco. What a loco pick.
I think I hit it, and I can't speak Spanish.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Okay, Patrick Surtain. So we got 2 quarterbacks in a row. Wow, yeah. I like that. There you go. Surtain goes. And I can't believe just me's giving me credit there. I can't believe I hit it.
That was really, really good.
NVR thinks so too. I mean, wow, I've never done that.
That's awesome. I mean, back-to-back cornerbacks. And I think Jaycee Horn, a lot of people have him rated below people like Surtain, but it's so close. And I watched him work out the other day. It was tape, but he looks really good too. Great, fantastic athlete. Joe Horn's son.
Yeah, get out that cell phone for the celebration. So we've got Cree Ickes coming up from Miami via San Francisco, the Philadelphia Eagles at number 12. On deck, Russ Obenstine, who tried to trade that pick to the Steelers. I should allow trades, but if I can't figure out that Tony and I are having trouble with the keeping up with just no trades.
Wow, look at this.
Then we've got Sean Manahan. I'm not even on the screen. I'm looking at my other screen. So here we go. My man Cree Ickes, one of my favorites. He's been around with us a long time. Whoa, with the 12th pick in the 2021 NFL BTSC draft, the Philadelphia Eagles choose the most solid cornerback, Asante Samuels Jr. from the Florida State University. That is an absolute crazy pick, but it's reaching, but we can't throw that out. That is a legitimate pick because he can move up. Absolutely. Wow.
And they had to be taken thrown off by the picks of Horn and Surtain ahead of them.
Wow. How about that?
Clear, yeah.
So not everybody's agreeing with you, Cree, but we see reaches.
Right. It's not crazy, and that is one of their biggest needs.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Philadelphia loves their corners.
Right.
They're always picking corners. So I think that's really interesting there. And he's saying Horn was his first pick, really threw things off, and he went with Samuels. So I'm allowing it. It's going. Okay, we know Russ is in with the Los Angeles Chargers. Minnesota, Sean Manahan's in. I know he's in the draft board. Solarverse 6 is coming up at 15, and Arizona Cardinals David Briggs will be in there at number 16. So, and after 16, we're going to take our quick break. So let's go ahead. Russ, what do you got, my man? I think this is the way they were going to go. Right. Okay, 13th pick. Got to get protection for the young quarterback in Los Angeles. Penny Sewell is going there. And, we had Rashawn Slater going there. We had maybe a Christian Darrisaw because we never thought Penny Sewell would drop this far. I get it. That's a solid pick. Wow.
That's amazing. And if you're the Chargers who went into this draft looking for tackle help, they have to be pinching themselves and thinking they're dreaming to get somebody like Sewell with the 13th pick. Good job.
They ran up.
Yeah.
They absolutely ran to the podium on that one. All right, so we'll do a quick recap here. Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Trey Lance, number 2. Justin Fields, 3. At 4 for Atlanta, it's Kyle Pitts. At number 5, Jamar Chase. 6, Devontae Smith. 7, Zach Wilson. 8, Micah Parsons. 9, Rashawn Slater. 10, Jaycee Horn. 11, Patrick Surtain. Number 12, Asante Samuel Jr. And number 13, Penny Sewell. And there you go. So Sean Manahan is up next. He's going for the Minnesota Vikings.
This will be interesting.
With the 14th pick. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, this is one I couldn't put my finger on last week when I was trying to figure it out. So this will be interesting to see what Sean says.
It really is. I know we need O-line help, but with Jalen Waddle sitting out there, the Vikings take Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama. This guy's an absolute stud. I will tell you that. And so there you go.
That's a steal too.
Now,
the draft.
Now, sorry. Dave, you can't correct the picks. I appreciate it. You cannot go ahead and correct anybody that's picking. They feel that they need a wide receiver in Cincinnati. So there you go. Let's go to number 15 now, Tony.
Now, the New England Patriots, Solarverse. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Solarverse 6. And we're going to wait for Solarverse to come in here. And then after that, David Briggs. And then the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders with Tate Boys.
So Bryan, what do you think here? 15, the Pats, they were probably in the market for a quarterback. Mac Jones is still out there. What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to pull the trigger?
Hey, Solarverse 6 has a new avatar. He has his face in there. With the 15th pick in the BTSC draft, the Pats select who? Mac Jones, Alabama. Tony, you hit it on the head.
I could definitely see them doing that. They need to find your next quarterback. I'm not sure if it's going to be Mac Jones, but he's probably going to be the only one left, and they're probably going to take a chance.
There you go. So up next is a very interesting team. I thought they would be going corner. A lot of corners are now off, but there's a couple still on there that could go here, but they might not do it at all. So David Briggs, we're going to go ahead and put 30 seconds on the clock for you. And you'll pick next on the BTSC live mock draft. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and we're going to take a quick break right here, Tony. And we'll be back right after this on the BTSC live chat room mock draft. If you're hanging out on YouTube or Facebook, stay right here. And remember, if you're on any of our family of podcasts where you download all of your favorites, what we need you to do is we need you to just go ahead and download number 2. Welcome back to the BTSC live draft, the mock draft on the Steelers Hangover. My name is Bryan Anthony Davis. Tony Defeo is along with me, and 31 general managers are here as well. So here we go. We are doing it. I have not heard from David Briggs, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to move forward. And there he is, David, right there. Here we go.
There it is.
With the 16th pick, the Cardinals get their next CB1. Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. He has top 10 talent without back concerns. And that's a thing today that Mr. Colbert said as well. He was thanking a whole lot of people behind the scenes, and they were thanking the team doctors for doing the due diligence as far as injuries go as well. Caleb Farley, a lot of people are talking about those back concerns, but David Briggs thinks that he is the next guy for the Arizona Cardinals. I got to tell you, he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, you mentioned the injury concerns, but the talent there's no question about that. So if he gets that corrected, I don't know what the prognosis is for him. I'm assuming it's good, or he wouldn't be a first round prospect. But if he could be get back to 100%, you got yourself quite a find there in the middle of the first round.
All right, let's get Tate Boys up here for number 17 with Las Vegas. On deck is Matt Smith for the Miami Dolphins, and then number 19. The Washington football team, it's Ken McNair. Jerry Cherry, he is at number 20. He is deep in the hole with the Chicago Bears. Then we're going to go Percy Foreman, Tyler W., Matt Stofko, and Jonas Wedlick. We're going to keep it going, and we're going to try to move on here. So let's go ahead and put 30 seconds on the clock for Tate Boys. Tate Boys was in the draft last year as well. Good friend of the show. So
yeah, absolutely.
There he is.
There it is.
So Tate Boys,
wow.
We've got to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and pick another. So Micah Parsons has been selected. Actually, he went very high in the draft. He went to Carolina at number 8. So, And here we go. Now, I always have trouble pronouncing this name, so I'm going to try. This is a very good pick, Tate Boys. I love it. From Notre Dame, Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah.
Very good.
I think I got it.
You got it. I know a lot of people love him. Andrew Wilbar, I know he loves him. Steelers 11. He really likes that prospect.
Yeah, they're saying nice pick, Tate, and that is a nice pick. That guy is solid. Really a really good pick. And once again, if you're in the live chat and you think that someone is going to take something else, I get it. But these players were hired as general managers for these teams. So that's what we're going with. There hasn't been anything really out of the ordinary so far. So let's go ahead and look at the Miami Dolphins, their second pick. They went with a wide receiver already in Devontae Smith, thanks to Stacy Lynn. Matt Smith, where are they going next at number 18? They've got a lot of needs. Are they going to put some more guys on that offensive line? Are they going to go for offensive splash? Are they going to go defense? Then Ken McNair, you're on deck with the Washington football team. Then Jerry Cherry and the Chicago Bears.
There it is. Uh-oh.
With the 18th pick, Bryan Flores and crew look to add more weapons for Tua. Need someone to touch pay dirt. Najee Harris, running back from Alabama. Sorry, guys. Laughing emoji.
It's hard to imagine him passing on him, honestly. If he's still there, which I think he will be, they need running back help. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's one that you definitely have to look at there. I kind of thought he was going to go there, and a lot of people are going, no.
Draft night.
Yep, and this happens in real life, trust me. So here we go. We're at number 19 with my man Ken from Jersey. Ken from Jersey, one of our favorites from the Blog Talk radio days.
Absolutely.
And he is up next. So we'll just go ahead. What do you think for the Washington football team?
I don't know. I mean, you have they needed a quarterback, so to speak, and they're all gone. But there's a lot of good tackles out there. Christian Darrisaw is still out there. He's a really good prospect. I think we all love him. Tevin Jenkins is still out there. He's a good prospect. So I mean, yeah, there's definitely, if they're going to go tackle, there's definitely some prospects out there. What about you? What do you think?
I think this team needs defense like crazy, even though their front seven is really good. I think they need something on the back end, but those guys are gone.
Yeah.
So they needed a quarterback. I think they wanted Mac Jones. So I don't know where they go here. This is something that I got to think that they got to go offense.
Yeah, if you're looking for value. I know JOK would have been a great pick for them, but he's gone now. So because I know they need linebacker help. But you know, they have a good front defensive line anyway, but I know they need some linebacker help. But yeah, like you said, there might not be much there for them.
So let's go ahead and check the clock here. as we keep it going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait about 10 more seconds. And if not, we're going to go ahead and put Dave Shipley on the clock for the Washington football team as we wait for my man Ken from Jersey. So Dave Shipley, let's go ahead and put you on the clock for the Washington football team. And we'll see where we're going now. Washington football team, they're really interesting.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Tony.
No, they have the makings of a good team, as we found out last December. They have some good talent on that team. They just need to shore it up.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm still mad at Alex Smith for those shenanigans. That was, right. I mean, at the end of the half, that game could have been so much different. Wow, things went, but things would have went down the next week too. So you can't do the ifs and buts there. I like what Matt Smith is saying. I think it's really, some things are really interesting. Maybe offensive line here. Oh, wow. So Dave Shipley, we brought him in. He's breaking hearts. Woo. The Washington football team is going Travis Ettine, running back. Running back. That kind of surprises me there.
Yeah, me too.
But
another one off the table or off the board.
There you go. Travis from Clemson is off the board, so breaking more hearts in Pittsburgh. So, wow, I was not expecting that one whatsoever.
Yeah, and a lot of people have him rated higher than Najee Harris, so that might be a great find for them at that point in the draft.
So, if we look at it here, Najee Harris went off right before Ettine. Then JOK, Caleb Farley, Mac Jones, Jalen Waddle, Penny Sewell, and Asante Samuel Jr. So with Antonio Gibson, like Matt Smith says, wow, that is a two-headed monster. So there you go. Let's go to the Chicago Bears. And is Jerry Cherry in the house as we keep this party going? That's a team, Tony, that they really need a lot of help.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they were a playoff team last year. They really need a starting quarterback, but I think they're going to have to trade up if they're going to get a starter.
Yeah, there's no way that any of those quarterbacks is going to fall or are going to fall to them at the 20th pick. So you're right; they're going to have to move up. And they were a playoff team last year. They were 8-9 and 7, 8 and 8, something like that. So they kind of backed in. So yeah, they definitely need some retooling. But they're another team that needs help along the line. And there's a lot of pretty good prospects out there. So,
okay, Percy Foreman at 21 for the Colts, Tennessee Titans, Tyler W., and Matt Stofko for the New York Jets before we get to the Steelers and Jonas. But we've got the pick in. No way am I putting my faith in Andy Dalton. I'm picking quarterback Davis Mills from Stanford, the Bears. And this is a guy that is getting a lot of attention. He's a guy that's been moving up.
Right.
All Sports all the time says, wow, that's the shock of the first round. But it could happen. We've seen this happen in draft week. Guys jump up and they're quarterbacks. So mark it down. I don't think that's a shock of the draft, but it doesn't change, probably doesn't change anyone else's draft board along the way. So I like that pick. Matt Smith, I'm not going to veto that pick.
I really don't want to. Like that happen, like you said.
I've seen it happen. I mean, I don't believe in him. Right. I'm saying I don't believe in Davis Mills. I love his first name. That's awesome. But it just it happened before with J.P. Lozman and happened with Paxton Lynch. Guys like that sneak into the first round. I mean, even remember Mitch Trubisky too.
Yeah, yeah.
So Percy Foreman is running to the podium. And he is taking for the Indianapolis Colts, who need offensive line help, Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. Carson needs protection due to injury history. You need to get protection for a new franchise quarterback, and he is a mauler. There you go. Love it.
Yeah,
I like all these picks.
Yeah, and as far like the Bears, if you're the Bears picking in real life and you want one of those quarterbacks, and you're picking kind of in the middle of the round, Davis Mills might not be there in the middle of the second round.
All right, let's go ahead and get Tyler. Tyler is up next for the Tennessee Titans. Then Matt Stofko with the Jets. Jonas Wedlick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not sure who, and I believe, is it Snowman that's next on deck? I believe Snowman is next on deck for the reserve. If we need you, get ready for all of these picks, Snowman. And Jonas has the Steelers pick already locked in. He says, here's Tyler W.
I can't wait to see this.
I love it. Wow, are they going to be dangerous? With a 22nd overall pick, the Titans are honored to choose Quinnipiac, Michigan. Watch out, QBs. And I am going to say it right here. You've got Bud. You've got Quiddy. You've got Mike Vrabel, a defensive genius. That is a great pick.
Absolutely, they needed a lot of help last with finding pass rushers coming into the offseason. And now you sign Bud, you get this solid prospect. Look out,
Quinnipiac, baby, Quinnipiac. I love it. Oh, I'm enjoying myself. All right, let's go ahead. Matt Stofko is now on the clock. This was Seattle's pick. And they traded away for Jamal Adams. So the New York Jets have their second pick. Now, the Jets aren't going to break our hearts with Ettine. So let's see what my man Matt Stofko has to say on this. And remember, after that, we are going to have the Steelers draft pick. And Jonas is on the clock. And he's getting ready for that one as well. So let's just see what Mr. Stofko has. I know he was here earlier in the draft. So we're waiting on Matt to go ahead and make this pick. The Jets, they need a running back. Yeah. They need everything. I still think they need. Wow. I forgot about this guy. Oh, gosh. Matt Stofko, a super chat. He's given us $5 to make his pick. That's awesome. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it.
That's what you call a great value pick.
Yeah, it definitely. So he's already paying for the pick. With the 23rd pick, the New York Jets select Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. This is a guy that a lot of Steelers fans were hoping that would fall to them. That's breaking some hearts, too. That is solid personified.
Absolutely, and they needed help in other areas. But if you're talking about best player available and draft value and everything, he certainly checks all those boxes.
Hey, you've got a young quarterback. You just selected a quarterback.
Right, exactly.
So here we go. You're protecting Justin Fields. Is that who went? Justin Fields went number 2. Is that right?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Excuse me. You need to protect Trey Lance. So, wow. I got to tell you, I was not expecting that.
No.
I'm not even looking at a draft board, so I forgot that he was still available. That's why I'm getting all excited here. All right. You already have your pick locked in, Jonas Wedlick. Let's see what it is. It's time for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. And Dave had something to say. He was like, no, to get that close to Pittsburgh and go 23. Yeah, gosh, that would have been, I think that would have been the pick.
Yeah. Oh, if he's there at 24, I absolutely. I mean, I like a lot of these players, but yeah, he'd be too good to pass up.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. I like it.
Yeah,
I can't argue with anything. I am honored to announce the pick for the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. With the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, we select Greg Newsome, the second quarterback, Northwestern.
Bit of a surprise, but not certainly a great prospect. Certainly, he's rated on my board anyway. The one I wrote down, he's rated as the 25th best prospect. So, I mean, you're not getting. It's not a reach. As far as like what else they could have taken, I mean, there's some edge players there. There's Javonte Williams, but Vera Tucker was still there. But yeah, you can't argue with the value. That's for sure.
Now, here we go. You trust the Steelers with cornerbacks? It's not the Steelers don't know how to pick cornerbacks. These guys don't fall to them.
Right.
This is not a reach pick. This is a guy that's really jumped up. Now, I want to know what Schofield has to think about this. He has said it all along. He said, if you don't think that the Steelers aren't going to take defense up high, he didn't say number one, but if you're crazy if you don't think that they're not going to go defense early and maybe often. They could do that. So, Dave, chime in on that one. Really interesting. You know, they could go. They can go with Newsome. I think he's tough from Northwestern. 2 Northwestern guys.
Yeah.
Went.
Yeah, it's unusual, but hey, if you're a great prospect, you're a great prospect. Doesn't matter where you came from. Big Ben came from Miami of Ohio. Look at him. So
another Northwestern guy. There's another Northwestern guy that could go, and I'll mention him next. But let me go ahead and say Thomas Zahler, I believe, is on the clock at number 25 with Jacksonville. Then we've got the Browns and Todd Fahey. Asiatic Noble with the Ravens at 27. Tyler Jacobs with the Saints at 28. Kobe at 29 with Green Bay. Zach Farnsworth with Buffalo. Drew Wood with KC. And then Donald with Tampa Bay as we keep it going. Hey, there is another guy that you could look at here from Northwestern. He's a little bit older, but David Schwimmer from Friends went to Northwestern. So you can go ahead and pick him up too. Pick up Ross.
Right.
Because you know what? He knows how to pivot.
And he always thinks everything through. He would be able to read a defense. He's always thinking 5 steps ahead.
Dave Schofield says that's drafting based on how the draft falls. I can't argue with this. And he's not talking about Ross from Friends. He's talking about Greg Newsome II. Yeah, very interesting, but I'm in. Yeah. I'm definitely in. So Thomas Zahler, I'm going to give 10 more seconds on the clock. If not, let's see. Snowman, we need you in.
He's second up. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, Snowman. We are going to go ahead and give you the next pick. Then Jeff Lauderdale and CD Chad Dobbs would also be our reserves as well. If anybody else wants to get in there, feel free. Zach Farnsworth says, took my pick for Buffalo, LOL. So go ahead. Let's get Snowman in there. Jeff Kozlowski says, enjoying the mock draft, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So here we go. So I haven't heard from Thomas. So let's go ahead and ask Snowman to go ahead and make the pick. And we'll see where we go with Jacksonville. They took their franchise quarterback, Tony.
Yeah.
What do you do here?
I think you have to go defense. I mean, I know tight end might be a possibility, but it might be a bit of a reach there at the end of the first round. Not a major reach. Safety, they need safety help. You still have Trevon Moehrig from TCU out there. So yeah,
the pick is in.
Snowman
is going with Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins from Tulsa, the inside linebacker. And I gotta say this. The Steelers passed on him, and if you pass, you're not going to get him. That guy is going to be a monster on defense. I think that is a very solid pick for a team that needs defense. They've traded all of their defense away. So I'm saying Snowman, I like that pick.
Yeah, he's a lot of people are starting to really fall in love with Zaven Collins and his potential. So anybody that gets him might get a real find. I remember when I was working as a manager, Sean Lee's father came in to buy some food, and he said, he was wearing a Cowboys hat. He said, "You guys skipped my son. You didn't pick him." I said, I didn't have anything to do with it. And he just retired today, so maybe the Steelers won't make that same mistake. He went one pick behind, and the Steelers took Jason Worlds in that 2010 draft in the second round. Right.
And, Worlds was solid, but retired early, just had interest other than football. So Todd Fahey for the Cleveland Browns. We got to give you 30 seconds on the clock. And if Todd is not in, we are going to go ahead and ask Jeff Lauderdale to get ready for a pick. So there you go. And then I believe we can go ahead there. So what do we got? All right, we're going to ask Jeff Lauderdale for the sake of time.
Yeah.
Jeff, if you want to come in and make a pick here.
Browns need some help on
defense.
Wait.
We have Todd. Sorry, we've got Todd. Here he is. Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle, Alabama. Only 3 sacks in college career allowed. He is a beast. Leatherwood is tough. You're not hearing him a lot, but he's a guy that should be on a lot of people's minds. He can go late in that first round. Another guy from the University of Alabama. Wow, really solid pick for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he's a fine prospect. He obviously went to a great college, a juggernaut. So you can't complain with that one.
We've got Asiatic Noble next with Baltimore. New Orleans has Tyler Jacobs, and also Lauderdale and CD. You guys are a reserve, so keep thinking. As we look for Asiatic Noble, we are going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and we're going to ask Asiatic to make the pick for the Ratbirds. They need receivers.
They certainly do. And that trade last week, that they gave themselves a couple of picks to address some major needs.
And they need an offensive lineman now, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be number 78, AV, Big Al, Alejandro Villanueva, but nothing's official on that. So let's see what we've got with Asiatic Noble. As the 30 seconds have stopped, have come and gone. So we're going to ask Jeff Lauderdale to come in and take that pick. So Jeff's up next, right? Yep. Yeah. Jeff, if you can go ahead and take that pick. Jerry Cherry has an idea who should go.
He's a good prospect. Rondell Moore from Purdue.
Yeah, that's a very good prospect. So let's see what Jeff has to say here on the clock then. As we are running low on the time, Tyler Jacobs on the clock with the Saints, Kobe Picau, Green Bay, Zach Farnsworth with Buffalo, Drew Wood with Baltimore again, and Donald Nolan. And we know he's in as well. So
the pick is in.
The pick is in. University of Southern California. They're going O-line, a versatile lineman, Elijah Vera-Tucker. I like this guy. He could play guard. He could play tackle.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's versatile. Not bad at all. I think that's a really good pick.
Me too. I've seen him mocked and projected to go in the middle of the first round. So that's pretty great value.
All right. Up next, we've got Tyler Jacobs for the New Orleans Saints, as I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. And then Chad Dobbs, you are our reserve. And after that, we don't have any reserves. So if anybody wants to jump in on the reserve list, feel free to do so. That's something that does happen in the live mock drafts. Oh, there we go. Asiatic is in. So he says, good pick. Wi-Fi went out. I tell you what. So Asiatic, what I want you to do is if you want to just stick in the draft here, and go ahead. I'm going to make you the next reserve over Chad, because Chad already went. You're the next reserve if we don't have anybody. And we're looking for the New Orleans Saints here. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, Asiatic, is start thinking about the New Orleans Saints, because the 30 seconds have come and gone. But I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead in Asiatic Noble and make that pick. So you are on the clock now for the New Orleans Saints, because I'm not hearing from Tyler. And then after that, we've got Kobe, Zach, Drew, and Donald. And let me just ask you this. As we're waiting for Asiatic to make that pick, just want to do a roll call. I know Donald's in. I'm pretty sure Zach's in. Kobe and Drew, I'm just going to ask to see if you guys are in. And then we will go ahead and we've got Chad on the list now, and Bad Itch is now on the reserve list as well. So we'll wait for Asiatic to make his pick for the New Orleans Saints now. And I'm just checking Drew Woods in. And then we're just looking for Kobe. So
Drew Woods
there we go. All right. So Asiatic, we're still waiting for Mr. Noble to make his pick. And there we go. And so Tyler hasn't come in. So Asiatic for New Orleans. And then we are going to go ahead with, once again, with Zach. And Zach says, hey, Thursday can't come soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Bad Itch, look at this. Really, I would trade Bad's hair for a running back. Trade up. I'm almost 50 years old, and this is my hair. And the only genetic lottery I'm ever going to win, and I know I've said that way too much, but I'm lucky with the hair. And so there you go.
I don't know, you might be able to get like a 7th round pick for mine.
Oh, and Tyler said, hey, he was working, so he couldn't come in. Tyler, no problem. We appreciate you, buddy. No problem at all. So as we're waiting on Asiatic, I tell you what, for the essence of time, since we're way past the hour, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and ask who's next on the clock. Is it Chad Dobbs? No, Chad Dobbs first. So Chad Dobbs, if you could go ahead and make the pick for New Orleans, we would appreciate that there. So New Orleans Saints, I thought they would be going corner. Do they go with a wide receiver?
I think you almost have to, because everything else is pick clean. Quarterbacks and cornerbacks are gone.
Yeah, so that's it. We're still going back to the quarterback pick for the Steelers. Greg Newsome, I like that pick. For the guys that are gone, I have no problem with that pick. I think you can get your offensive lineman. Speaking of offensive linemen, there's one on the clock that we were looking at that didn't go. So we've got a wide receiver now going for the New Orleans Saints, and it's Terrace Marshall.
Woo!
Wide receiver. That guy he's tall, he's fast, he can do it all. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
And
not a major reach.
All right. Tom Stroh says, I'm looking like a defective chia pet. I could get lost in Tom's beard, though. So
there you go. That's a good point.
So I tell you what, this is I know he's having internet problems. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make a call because I know he's been trying to get in here and he's having problems. I'm going to go ahead and take Terrace Marshall off the board because Asiatic is in and he wants to go edge Joseph Osai, and we're going to make that. So, Chad, I'm going to put you back on the list. I apologize for that, but I want to go ahead and make that pick because I know sometimes my internet is slow on there too. So, Joseph Osai, he can really get after a quarterback, Tony.
He can, yeah, and it would be hard. It's hard to pass on him if he's there for the Saints late in the first round.
So everybody, Terrace Marshall is available again. I had to make that call because it's somebody that been trying to make a pick. So I want to make sure I take care of the live chat. So Chad, you are back on as a reserve, and now we've got the Green Bay Packers. And Chad, start thinking of something for the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to give Kobe 30 seconds on the clock, and I haven't heard from Kobe. So we're going to go ahead and put him in now, and we'll see what we have for Green Bay. After that, we've got Zach. And Zach will be picking for the Buffalo Bills. And so that's great. So CD, if you can go ahead and pick for Kobe as well, because I've got 30 seconds elapsed on the clock, as this draft always lasts a little longer. So, right. And CD said all good. He's cool with it. So he's going to make the pick for Green Bay now. Tony, I understand everybody's internet problems. And if they make an effort to get in and make a pick, I have no problem with that. So
I've had plenty. Plenty of problems.
Do you remember the Blog Talk days where we were?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
We were coming in and out all the time. So these are good days now.
At least this is so much better.
All right, as we're waiting for Chad Dobbs, it's been a pretty good draft so far. Mark Davison is who got number 24. It was Jonas Wedlick, who now I'm not sure if he's out of Germany, and Jonas, you could let us know, or if he just picks, if he writes for Steeler Nation Germany. I'm not sure, but here we go. CD is going to replace the one Green Bay just lost.
Uh-oh.
So you know what that means. If you read between the lines, he's talking about Corey Linsley. He is going. You can say it, Tony. Say it.
Creed, right?
Creed Humphrey.
Woo!
Oklahoma, the center. There goes Creed, Steeler fans. But we passed on him.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love it if the Steelers picked him. I think he's gonna be a solid player. Nobody wants to hear solid, but if you have a solid center for 10 years, come on. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no one complains about that. I still don't think that the Steelers could go wrong. Really, right. I think they can do very well in this draft. Kathy's loving some Creed. She keeps on talking about Creed. And I know Jeff Harmon is he's saying Boomer Sooner. I know he's a guy from Oklahoma as well. So, did he say Dickerson?
Maybe he did. Oh my gosh.
I was just guessing Creed. Okay. Did I miss it up there?
Did he say it yet? He didn't say it yet.
Okay, because all right. I made a mistake. Gosh, thanks, Dave, for the with the 29th pick. GB is taking Landon Dickerson, center Bama. So take the Boomer Sooner off. Gosh, we make mistakes. You know, I need a producer for this show. So thanks for the catch there, Dave. Man, I screwed up there.
Well, I did too. It's live. It's live internet. What are you going to do?
Sean says bad is blind, but it's not that I'm blind. It's I'm not a good multitasker. Ask Mrs. Bad. So finally, Mr. Farnsworth is on the clock. But let's get back to Green Bay. They need a center really bad. We were thinking they were going Creed. He's going Landon Dickerson. Yeah. So here you are.
I mean, he has the most upside according to a lot of people you talk to, a lot of people you read. You know, I think Humphrey would be a safer pick, and I think he'd be solid. But Landon Dickerson, without the injuries, he's probably going into teens, I'm thinking.
So Kathy says, "Bad, you did that to just me and I on purpose." I know they both love Creed, and yeah, I really didn't. Here we go. Zach Farnsworth, I like his avatar. Bills need help on D, especially against the run. So with the 30th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Jalen Phillips, defensive end, Miami U. Thought Barmore, but too inconsistent. You know, there's something funny about that. Everyone's talking now. You have those guys that start to drop late in the draft. Christian Barmore is one of them that's dropping because he's getting the rub that he doesn't follow directions well. And I hate that comes out a week before the draft. Where has that been all along? Yeah. And is that really real? But Jonas Wedlick says, yeah, Phillips is a beast on the edge, can be easily an edge number one. So there you go. That was my next pick. So let's see. Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens and Drew Wood. And I know he's in as they get this pick from the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you got to go in there?
I'd say receiver. That's my guess. That's just a guess. There's a few good ones, or a couple good ones anyway, and they definitely need receiver help.
Yeah, and who did we end up? Who went to them at number 27? It was Vera Tucker. So they got some help there. Yeah, they got to go wide receiver. I'm thinking that here. Then the very patient Donald Nolan, the longtime Tampa Bay Buccaneers general manager. He was there last year at number 9. So
stability.
With the release of Earl Thomas, he will solidify the defense and keep up the traditions of exceptional safety play. Here's to hoping he doesn't become Ben's best receiver and that is Trevon Moehrig
Woo!
taking his talents to Baltimore. Moehrig going. So, yeah, we've heard his name a lot. So they did not get their receivers, but, receivers are always, they're always there. And Tate Boy says they need an edge too, and they got one earlier with Osai. So a very solid pick. That is, he will befuddle a lot of people in the North. Let's wrap up the draft now, and we're gonna do it with the one and only Donald Nolan. So let's see what Donald Nolan has to say, and here he goes. He knows they need a defensive tackle. He's not buying the running back thing. With a 32nd pick in the NFL draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Christian Barmore, defensive tackle from Alabama. So he didn't go the pick before. He goes now. There you go. Another solid pick.
Yeah.
They'll get him in shape there too.
Yeah, Kevin Goldberg said today that defensive line, the depth is lacking, but he's definitely the best player on the board, it would appear, as far as defensive lineman.
All right, Tony, it wasn't without its glitches, but it was a lot of fun. It was a live show and very live as well. Thanks to everyone who participated. We're going to get this more solid each and every year that we do it. And it's still a lot better than last year, and we're getting better this year. So thank you so much. You guys as GMs are fantastic. The live chat as well, great job in the live chat. Just if you didn't pick, but you still were able to chime in, and you did a great job as well. And once again, Jonas Wedlick, we're going bilingual again. Thanks for your compliments on my pick. Gute Nacht from Germany. So there we go. Internationally known Tony Defeo and his sidekick, Brian Anthony Davis. So thank you all. Hey, BTSC, check us all week long. This is going to be, I call it our Black Friday. This is our Christmas. We are going to be going crazy all week long, talking about the draft, and a good crazy. We can't wait. And I can't wait to check in the Scobro shows tomorrow night just to hear Big Bro Sco say, can't wait. So we can't take his catchphrase. So we've got a catchphrase of our own. So remember, check out Behind the Steel Curtain for everything Steelers, not just this week, but all year long. We've got your backs right here. Do me a favor. 3 things I ask of you. Be safe. Be true to yourself. And always be behind the steel curtain. And just when you think you got all the answers,
we keep changing the questions.
It's draft week, baby!